Attention food lovers, discover the culinary wonders of Australia, a land where food from around the world comes together in perfect harmony. However, what really makes Australia so special? It's not just about the food, it's about the story it tells. Australian food has evolved dramatically over time. Before British colonisation, Indigenous peoples' main diet included a whole range of bush tucker, as well as meats such as kangaroo. They were said to have occupied mainland Australia for at least 65,000 years. Once British settlers arrived in Sydney in 1788, many of them fed on high amounts of flour, as it was a staple to their diets. This was usually baked into bread or damper, convenient for them to travel. The British Sunday roast tradition was brought by the colonists in the late 18th century. Commonly, it was practiced by putting a roast in to cook before leaving for church. Then there would be a hearty meal ready upon arrival home. This is when meat started to really get popular in Australia. As time went on, multicultural food started to make its impact on Australia. It started off when Asian food was introduced to Australia during the gold rush of the 18s, providing the Chinese with a more financially attractive option than panning for gold. Then, in 1958, under the Migration Act, entry permits were introduced. This allowed non-Europeans to immigrate. Through this immigration, Australia's food culture started to really kick off, becoming much more multicultural, diversifying people's options and creating a sense of international unity. European immigrants brought with them a love for fresh, homemade and hearty meals, such as the Greek souvlaki and Italian pizza. These dishes brought a new perspective to Australian cuisine. Asian cuisine, with its bold flavors and diverse techniques, has had a huge impact on Australian food. Through their fresh, colorful, nutritious salads, stir-fries and more, Australians have heavily embraced these flavors, making certain foods extremely popular and altering the Australian population's diets. Our cooking methods and preparation techniques reflect our connection to both tradition and innovation. Take for example the art of scoring. This involves making slits, particularly for sausages and other meats, to be prepared for barbecuing, allowing it for a crispier outer edge and an increased absorption of flavors. Talking about barbecuing, this is one of Australia's most beloved methods of cooking. Done during parties or simple get-togethers, barbecues bring people together in Australian culture and feed our love for meats and seafoods. Australian cuisine is a vibrant fusion of flavors and ingredients. These include bush tuckers, such as the kakadu plum, wattle seed, bush tomato, and guandong, as well as native meats and nuts, such as kangaroo and macadamia. Other cultures have also fused with the Australian cuisine, such as pandan lamingtons from Malaysia and tikka masala pies from India. Australia Day is one of the biggest national celebrations observed in this country. It marks the anniversary of the arrival of the first fleet in Australia. Many people celebrate it in different ways and for different reasons. The food traditionally associated with Australia Day are Australia's iconic national dishes, such as the meat pie, lamingtons, pavlova, and more. Another cultural celebration includes Anzac Day, which is to honor war veterans from both Australia and New Zealand. The food commonly associated with the day include Anzac biscuits, as well as the traditional Australian foods such as lamingtons and pies. In Australia's daily life, there are many food habits unique to our country. For example, our strong barbecue culture, as mentioned before, as well as Australia's coffee culture with a focus on high-quality espresso and milk-based drinks. Australia's vibrant food culture and history is a true reflection of its diversity and lifestyle. From iconic barbecues and fresh local produce to globally inspired dishes, The culinary landscape here is both unique and inviting. Whether you're drawn by the flavors of multicultural cuisine or the appeal of outdoor dining, Australia offers something for every palate. For a food experience that's as dynamic as it is delicious, Australia is the place to be.